Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. My project today is a pretty box that holds, now it can hold these Mrs. Fields cookies, which I got from Dollar Tree. They come 3 in a pack and they're delicious. But it will also hold 3 pads of Post-it notes. Alrighty, or you can put in 1 pad. Oopsie. Now it's not going to cooperate. Oh, because I put them in upside down. You can put 1 pad that you embellished because there's plenty of room in there. Okay? So let me just take them out and it will fit this cookie very comfortably. Alrighty. So what this is a box, but when you slip this off, oops, it's also a gift card on there. And I want to give a shout out to Stamping with Amore. She did it differently. She did it with a 12 by 12 piece of paper, but she didn't do the window here, but she definitely inspired me, so I wanted to give her a shout out. So they can, you can have a card and a gift all in one. And also this can fit many other things if you don't want to put a Post-it note, or you can put a small gift in there or other candies. It measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 by 1 1/4. And I use the Hand Petals stamp set, the Hand-Penned Petals, sorry, and the Hand-Pen Designer Series paper. And I also used for the sentiment the Tasteful Touches stamp set, which did carry over, which I'm happy about. Yeah. I already did this about half of this video and before I realized that my camera was on photo, not video. So I have to do it again. But that's okay. I'll get real good at it now. All right. So I also used the new Highland Heather Grosgrain Ribbon. That is really nice. It's very soft. It's easy to tie. A lot of times grosgrain ribbon comes and it's very stiff and hard to use, but this is very beautiful. All right, so we need a couple things. We need a piece of Highland Heather that is 9 1/2 by 6 1/4, and also a 3 by 3 card, but it is 6 inches by 3 inches, and then I just scored at 3 inches. Okay. All right, so let's start this card again. And let me find my scoring tool. There we go. All righty. Okie doke. So we're going to start on the 9 1/2 inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 3 3/4, 5, and 8 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to turn it to the 6 1/4 side, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, 4 1/2, and 5 3/4. Okay, and then you just take your 3 by 6 inch piece, you score it at 3, and then you have your card that's going to go on the top. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to fold and burnish. Okay. And now this is what we're going to do. All right. Now this part is going to be our flap. So we don't need this flap, which is 2 rectangles. Okay. And then this rectangle and this square we can take off, and this rectangle at the bottom. And then just these little rectangles on top of our squares, which are our tabs. Okay. And the bottom we do pretty much the regular way. All right, so have it so that the skinny rectangles are on the left and at the top. Okay, and we're going to start at the bottom right. We're just going to cut the rectangle side straight and take a wedge out of each square, and that makes it tabs. Straight on the rectangles and wedge in on the squares. Okay, and then we'll move over here and we're just going to take off this rectangle and wedge the one above it. Okay, so this is what we just did. Okay, now we're going to turn it this way. All right, so that your long skinny rectangle is on the left and the smaller one's on the bottom. Okay, and we're going to leave this piece that we wedged alone for now, and we're going to start from the second score line from the left, and we're going to take out everything all the way up to this square right here, which is the second score line up. All right, now turn it so that the skinny rectangles are on the bottom and the right hand side, and we're going to get rid of all of that we just cut. Okay, oops, shouldn't have done that. Okay, and then we have this square and a little rectangle. We're going to cut that straight. We're going to cut off the rectangle on top of the square and then wedge the square. Okay, alrighty, so now this is our flap, so we're going to cut the other side of that straight, cut the rectangle at the top off, and wedge this square into a tab. Okay, and now that's right side up with the skinny rectangles on the left and the top, the pieces that are left. Alrighty. Okay, now I need the detail trio punch, and I'm just gonna round the edges, the corners of the flap. Okay. All right, now we have to take care of our DSP, and we need a whole bunch. All right. Okay, we need 4 pieces that are 3 inches by 1 inch, and they're going to go on our sides. We need 1 piece that is 3 by 3, and that is going to go right on our back. Actually, it's the bottom. It's the bottom of it. Okay, the piece that we're going to take the little wedge out of so that we can open it. This piece here. Okay. All right, so that piece goes there, and we're going to glue this onto the side that doesn't have a flap. Okay. Okay, and once that's done, you're just going to take a small circle punch. Just take a little crescent out so that it's easier for the recipient to grab the flap. Alrighty. And that's all I'm going to do with the DSP until we put it together, because I tend to make a lot less mistakes when my box is together. Okay. Alright, so now we need some tear and tape. We're just going to put a piece on the skinny rectangle on the side. And then we're going to fold it down and fold the other side to meet it. All right, and so now this is going to be the bottom of the back of the box, or the bottom. Okay, so this is the flap that we want to go down last. So that's the one we're going to put some more tear and tape on. Little extra. Okay, and then we're just going to try to make sure everything's nice and straight and square, and then just pop it down. Okay. Alrighty. Now this is going to be like this. Okay, that's how our card is. The flap is going to be right down from the front, okay? Okay, so now we did our box and we have the DSP on the bottom only. All right, and now we want to stamp. All right, so I have a little bit of scrap here, and I'm going to use this image from Hand-Penned Petals. Alrighty, and I'm going to put it diagonal on there. Alrighty. So this is the front of our card, and I kind of want the image to be kind of in the middle of our circle, so I'm going to put it just like that. I'm just going to run over a little bit, just the stem. Okay, just like that. All right, and that's on our card. Okay, now one of the pieces of the DSP that's 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 is going to go on the inside of the card right there. Okay, we're also going to stamp the sentiment from Tasteful Touches, You Are So Special. You could also use a Happy Mother's Day if you have that. Great. All right. Now, we'll put this on the inside. Okay. Alrighty. I probably should have done that after I colored and stamped. Alrighty. So for the flowers, we're using Daffodil Delight. And for the leaves, we're using Mint Macaron. Accidentally on this one, I used Pear Pizzazz, but we're going to use Mint Macaron on this for that. Okay, so we need the 2 flower inside images. Oops, I took a leaf off. Okay. And we're just going to stamp them right in where they belong. Okay. And this one. Alrighty. And then we're going to do the 2 leaves with Mint Macaron, which I had here. Here it is. Alrighty. The big leaves I'll do 1 full strength and the other one half strength, stamped off. And then I'll do the little leaf full strength on there. Okay. Oh, there's one down here too. Alrighty. Okay, now I need a blender pen. You could use your Stampin' blends also. I'm just going to get a little bit of the ink and I'm just going to color the stem. Maybe I have a little bit on here too. Yeah, there we go. I'll just stamp a little bit. There we go. And I'm just gonna fill in the stems just loosely because the rest of the card is pretty loose the way it's colored. Okay, so now we're done with the Mint Macaron. Alrighty, now this is going to just get glued right on there, okay? Oops. All right, I'm just going to put this nicely centered on the box. Oops. Sliding all over. All right, and then we're going to just let that dry for a minute. All right, now we have our other piece of 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and we do need one more piece of Highland Heather. I got all screwed up having to redo this and I messed up. Alrighty. So let's just cut another piece of Highland Heather that is 3 by 3. And I will put in the directions of all the pieces that you need. Alright, and then we're going to adhere this right on there. So you're going to take your 3 by 3 piece of Highland Heather and put your 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 piece of Hand-Penned Designer Series paper. Put it right on there. Okay. Now I'm just going to give that a second to dry. See, my light's pointed down. All right, now I'm going to take this circle from the layering circle dies, and it cuts at about two and an eighth, maybe, yeah, about 2 1/8. This one will cut. I'm just going to put it right in the middle of this. Do my best to center it, and I'm just going to cut this out and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm just going to gently pull that off, and you could use this for another project if you wanted to. Alrighty, so this is what we're left with. Alrighty, and this is going to go right on top of the card. Alrighty, so then we're just going to, no, we're not going to glue it. We're going to put dimensionals and half of dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to put full dimensionals on the corners. And the half dimensionals on the sides here that it gets very skinny. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, and then just make sure your pattern is facing up. And you're just going to put it right over on the card. Just like that. Okay, and that is your box with the card on top. I see a little bit of glue on the edges where I had a hard time connecting it. It kept sliding on me. Let's take that off. Okay. Okay, so now that's our card. Now we need to put the sides of our DSP on, which you could have done before if you wanted to. All right, and they're 3 inches by 1 inch, and they go all around the sides. Okay. Okay, and now that we have our sides all dried on there, I'm just going to take the new Highland Heather Grosgrain Ribbon and just tie a bow on the bottom right. And as you can see, because I usually have a hard time, it ties really nicely. I don't have trouble at all with it. Alrighty. I just fuss now. Okay. And I'm just going to leave them a little bit long so that they can retie it if they don't want to slip it off and on. see their little greeting in there. You can put a little to and from on the inside. Alrighty, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to purchase any of these, they are now available, and you can shop with me at the address at the top of the screen, katherineteeman.stampinup.net, and please subscribe and hit the like button. And I will see you next time. Have a great weekend. Bye.